Hey everyone, welcome back to StudyPal Academy, where math finally makes sense. In today's lesson, we're diving into linear equations with simple steps and real examples. Grab your pen and let's make algebra easy and fun. Let's go. In this video, we're going to solve some problems. And as we go by, the problems get harder and harder. Let's see. The first problem says Emily bought 3 adult tickets and 2 children tickets for a total of 48. In a movie theater, these are the prices. If each adult ticket costs $12, how much does each child ticket cost? So let's say that each child ticket costs X dollars. We don't know the exact price, but we know how children are there. 2. So 2 times X is the cost for the children. Now, 3 adult tickets have been bought too. So plus 3 times the cost for the adult ticket, which is 12. And this is going to be the total cost of the that movie night. So, and in total it is $48. Alright, we formed our equation. Now let's solve it. 2 times x plus 3 times 12 is simple. You can do it with your mind. I'll let you do it 1, 2, 3. But it is 36. And on the right hand side, we have 48. Now, the rule is we can just take this number from right hand side and take it to the right hand side. Why we want to do that? We want to find x. We want to say x equals to something. So x should be alone or isolated. But x comes from a 36 here and a 2 here. We don't want them, so we need to get rid of them. How? For the number that is added to 2x, you can just take it to the right hand side, but the sign becomes negative. So we have 2x is 48 minus 36. Now let's do some simple math. On the right hand side, we have 48 minus 36. So 2x equals to 1, 2, 3, 12. Okay, 48 minus 36 is 12. You can do it by yourself. Now, there's only one step left. X is almost isolated, but I can see a 2 here. Well, we don't want it. So I would go ahead and just divide this term by 2. Fraction means division. And if you do that, you know that these 2 just go away. But whatever you do on one side of an equation, you need to do the same exact thing to the other side of it. I need to divide the other side by 2. So this minus sign, this equal sign is respected. Now, 12 over 2 is just 6. And we get x equals to $6. Okay? So we have $12 for adults and $6 for children. Let's go to the next problem. It says a phone plan costs a $20 base fee plus 0.15 per text message. What does that mean? You need to pay a $20. It is fixed. It is constant. Plus $0.15 per text messages. Let's say that you send X text messages. So you need to multiply these by X. So for example, if you send 10 text messages, you need to multiply this constant fee times 10. All right. If Andy's bill was $38, how many texts did he send? The total cost or total bill should be 38. Because this is constant, this is for text messages, and in the end, you get 38, and we need to find x. It is a linear equation. So let's solve it. Again, we don't want it on the left-hand side. Just take it to the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, it remains 0.15 times x, and then on the right-hand side, we have 30x minus 20. Simple math, we have 0.15 x on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, 38 minus 20 should be 18. Alright, now, As I told you, we don't want these coefficient either, so we need to divide these the left hand side by 15. This is the way that we get rid of it, because these two just go away. And as I mentioned earlier, we need to do the same thing on the right hand side. At the end, we have x equals to 18 over 0.15. But how can we compute these? You can just give it to your calculator and it will return the number, the result for you. But we need to know how to do them alone without any calculator. And it is fine to use a calculator, but we need to be able to do that too. So let's see. Here, look here. What does 0.15 mean? It means 15 over 100. Now, instead of 0.15, let's write this equivalent expression on the denominator of this fraction. Here. Look here. Okay, we get 18 here. And instead of that, I will write 15 over 100. Now, how can we simplify these kind of fractions? Here is a trick. You just write 18 as 18 over 1. It is okay. You can do the same thing with any number. Let's say 24. You can just write it 24 over 1, because 24 divided by 1 is just 24. Okay? But we have a fraction here, and these two form another fraction, a bigger fraction. So the trick is, you need to do that. This multiplied by that, and the result goes to the numerator. So 18 times 100. And these multiplied by that, and the result goes to the denominator. So 1 times 15. Now, let's divide 18 by 6 or by 3. You get 6. Okay? Why not 6 but 3? Because you cannot divide 15 by 6. I'm going to simplify this fraction, not to just make it worse. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now, 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 100 divided by 5 is just 20. Alright, the result is 6 times 20 over 1. But as I told you, any number divided by 1 is just that number. So 6 times 20. And 6 times 20 is 120. And this is the number of text messages that Andy sent. Alright, let's go to the next problem. This problem is for bookworms. It says a store sells books for $8 each. If Joe had $100, so Joe had $100 before he enters the store, and now has 36 left. And we want to know how many books did he buy. So in the first, he had $100, and each book cost $8. Let's say he bought X number of books. So he had X books, and each of them costs just $8. And 100 minus of these minus 8x just give you the remaining money. Okay? And it should be 36. Alright, again we have a linear equation. We want to isolate x and get the result and solve this problem. But again, we don't like this guy on the left hand side. What should we do? We have minus x on the left hand side. We don't touch it. But on the right hand side, we have 36 minus 100. Now, simple math again. 36 minus 100 gives you minus 64. You can do it by yourself. If you have troubles doing these kind of math, just tell me in the comment and I will create videos and explain them from the core. Alright, minus x8 equals to minus 64. Again, I don't like this coefficient here, the whole thing. So I need to divide the left hand side by minus 8. Why? Because the minus sign goes with the minus sign and 8 goes with 8. On the left hand side we have x alone. But again, you need to do the same thing to the right hand side. These minus signs go away and we remain with this. X equals to 64 over 8. And 60 over 8 is 8. Then we get to x equals to 8. So Joe bought just 8 books in that store. Let's go to the next question, which might seem a little bit challenging, but let's go through it. It says 4 years ago, Sarah was 3 times as old as her sister. Now she is only twice as old. How old is her sister now? Alright, we need an unknown, and let's that unknown be her sister's age. Just call it x. And 4 years ago, her age was x minus 4. Alright? But today, Sarah's age is only twice as old as her sister. So let's say today Sarah's age is 2x. Why? Because this is the age of her sister today, or now. And because Sarah's age is twice as her sister, her age should be 2x. And I'm pretty sure that you can tell me Sarah's age 4 years ago. It is 2x minus 4. Her age now, 4 years ago. Alright? Now I think everything becomes clear. Why? Because if I multiply the whole expression here by 3 times this expression. Why? Because this is her sister's age and you multiply it by 3. It should give you Sarah's age 4 years ago. If you're in doubt, just read the question again. And if you're confused, let me know in the comments. I will explain in more details in the future videos. Okay, we have our equation. Let's solve it. Left hand side, 3 times x, 3 times minus 4. 3 times x is just 3x, and 3 times minus 4 is minus 12. On the right hand side, we have 2x and minus 4. Let's collect x in one side and numbers in the other side. I have a 2x here, just take it to the left hand side. And we have 3x minus 2x equals minus 4. It was here before. And minus 12 goes to the right hand side and becomes positive 12. Alright. 3x minus 2x is just 1x. And minus 4 plus 12 is just x. So Sarah's sister age today is 8 years old. And 4 years ago, she was 4 years old. Was it challenging or was it a piece of cake for you? Let me know in the comments. Now, we go to the next question, which can be a riddle that you can tell in your gatherings. It says a number multiplied by 4. So a number, it is unknown. Let's call it x and multiplied by 4. Then reduced by 6. So we had 4x minus 6. Gives the same result. Gives the same result means you need an equal sign here. As when the number is first increased by 3, so the number increased by 3 at first, and then multiplied by 2. The whole thing should be multiplied by 2. You might want to write it like this. The number increased by 3 first and then multiplied by 2. No, we need the parenthesis because the whole thing need to be multiplied by 2. Alright, we formed our equation easily. It wasn't challenging. On the left hand side is 4x minus 6. On the right hand side we have 2 times x, 2 times positive 3, which gives you 2x plus 6. Again, we have x on the left hand side and the right hand side. We want them on one side. So take this one to the left hand side. We have 4x minus 2x equals to positive 6 was already here, or was already there. And minus 6 goes to the right hand side and becomes positive 6. Alright, 4x minus 2x is just 2x, and on the right hand side we have 12, and then again we want x alone. We divide by 2 both sides. It gives us x equals to 12 over 2 is 6. And finally, let's do the last question, which has a very, very ugly face. We can see fractions here, which might be a little bit scary for some of us, but let's go through it. On the left hand side, we have 2x minus 3 the whole over 4 plus x plus 1 over 2 equals to 5x plus 2 over 6. We need to get rid of the denominators first and then solve our equation. We need to find the least common multiple of these numbers. What numbers? 4, 2, and 6. What is the least common multiple? What does that mean, least common multiple? What is the multiple of a number? Let's say a multiple of 4, for example, is 1 times 4 is 4. So 4 is a multiple of 4. 2 times 4 is 8. It is also a multiple of 4. So we can say 8 is a multiple of 4, because 8 is 2 multiplied by 4. Also, 3 times 4 is 12. Again, 12 is a multiple of 4 again. Now let's find the multiples of 2. You can again say 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6. All of these are multiples of 2. And you can go and write 6 times 2 is also 12, like here. So 12 is a multiple of 4 and is a multiple of 2. Just to make it clear, let's work on this. You can tell, okay, 4 times 2 is 8. And yes, of course, 8 is a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 4. See? But let's go one more step. 2 more steps, actually. I skipped the 5, but 6 times 2 is 12. So 12 is a common multiple of 2 and 4. Alright? We have another number, 6. Let's write its multiple 2. It is 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. And, for example, 3 times 6 is 18. But see, 12 is here, 12 is here, and 12 is here. 12 is a multiple of 6, is a multiple of 2, and is a multiple of 4. And it's a common multiple of these integers. Okay? And it's the least common multiple of these integers. Why least? Because you can just go to the infinity. Is 24 a multiple of 6? Yes, because 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? Is 24 a multiple of 2? Yes, because 12 times 2 is 24. Is 24 a multiple? So up to here, 24 is a multiple of 6, is a multiple of 2. What about 4? Yes, it is, because look here. 4 times 6 is 24. So 24 is a multiple of 4 too. But it is a common multiple of these integers, but it is not the least common multiple of these integers. The least is 12. Is it, we're going to use this number, 12, the least common multiple, but is it okay if we use 24 instead of 12? Yes, it is okay, but you make the problem harder for you to solve. It's okay if you end up with the right answer, but, it is easier to work with the least common multiple of the integers. So 12 it is. Let's erase these parts and then focus on the problem. Now that I have this magic number, the only thing I need to do is to multiply both sides of the equality by 12. Now let's expand. We have 12 times the whole fraction 2x minus 3 over 4. A plus sign here. 12 times the whole fraction again, x plus 1 over 2. See, this is the fraction number 2. And on the right hand side, we have this fraction 5x plus 2 over 6 times 12. We can now simplify. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Now we have no more denominators. Let's focus on that one. It is 3 times the whole thing. Be careful. Here you need parentheses. Okay? Because 3 is multiplied by the whole thing here. Now again, 6 is multiplied by the whole thing there. So we have 6 times x plus 1. And on the right hand side, we have 5x plus 2 times 2. Now I'm going to stop here and let you solve this equation by yourself. And I'm pretty sure that you are able to do this now. You drop the answer in the comment. I'll check them. And if you don't understand how to do it or have trouble, even in minor trouble, I can create video and explain everything there. And if you've come this far, you might want to hit the like, subscribe, and send the video to your friends.